In this video, I want to show you how to speed your site up. Now, I usually see a lot of e-commerce business owners complain, my site is slow, this, that. Now, this is the best approach, and it costs just $59, as you can see here, $59 to install it. The installation process is simple, but I'm just bringing your mind to it because I know if you want to get the best service for anything, you just have to pay premium, and this is premium. It's $59 for a year. Now, the setup is very easy. It's very, very easy. So what you do, I just want to walk you through you leave this, you come to file, and this is the first place where you have to minify CSS. Ensure it is plugged in. Don't exclude anyone, except it conflicts with one of your plugin, the operation of one of your plugins. Then you can exclude that plugin. You copy the CSS of that plugin. And that is advanced. You can just come to us, a professional, and we'll do it for you. Then, secondly, click on minify JavaScript. Then click on combine. Combine. Then load the file. Yeah, you load it. You click on delay JavaScript execution. Sorry, combine. Just walking you through the whole process. Sometimes it breaks your site. So usually for the setup of this, you can just come to us professionals and we'll help you to set it up. Sometimes it breaks your site. So after that, let's go on to the next one. Then after file optimization, go to media. Now this is the reason why I usually use Imagify, because Imagify synchronizes very well with this plugin. Now at media, enable lazy load. Now this is already lazy load is currently activated on Smoosh. Okay, it's Smoosh that it works perfectly with. So it works perfectly with Smoosh. So Smoosh is already activated for Smoosh. You don't need to activate it here. No need for this. No need. Smoosh has already taken care of all of that in the previous video that I showed you. Now add missing dimensions, yes. And that is just save changes. Then you go to the next one. Just step by step. Follow me. Follow me. Preload cache. Activate preloading cache. Now, what it means, what it's doing here is this: maybe for example, your website, someone has visited your site before. Now, when the person wants to visit your site, you just load the previous version instead of it loading, taking that time and load, go and collect the new one from your server and now load. No, if you stored one already, you just need to load that one very fast. While the other one is loading, so it's very fast. This makes your site to load very, very fast, very, very fast. I'm telling you from experience, very, very fast, very, very fast. Now, after this, all you just enable preloading. So okay, activate preloading, come here, enable preloading, come here, save changes, just like that. Except you want to preload some fonts. Maybe for example, if some of your if the fonts on your hero sections are different from the ones below, then you exclude them here. Except apart from that, there's no need to exclude anything there. Leave it as it is. Advanced rules, you don't need this, you don't need this. Now, like I said, I talked about, but you don't need this. But let me explain. Now, I said cat file. For example, it loads like when, for example, someone visits your site, it stores a version of your site, that present version of your site on the person's browser. Now, it's asking for how long do you want it to be stored? Do you want it to be stored more than a week, 10 hours? So I set this for 10 hours. Now, I never catch certain URLs that is for setting maybe the login, maybe your login page or something like that. So certain pages or sensitive pages, you don't catch them. So look at this example here. Just add the URL here, then and so on and so most times, like I said here, usually set this particular aspect of it usually set up properly. Then you come to database, just check it on check it and save. Now see there, Nigerians, we don't need this because most times I see that a lot of Nigerians use a CDN they usually host their websites in Nigeria. Most times they host their website in Nigeria. So, but what I do, if your site is not hosted, like it's not using a Nigerian hosting provider or West African hosting provider at all, what you should do is that you should use Cloudflare. Cloudflare is free and it gives you perfect service. Apart from that, if you want to use the best service, you can use $7. This costs just $8. Sorry, $8. And to make your site, what happens is this: it provides a version of your site at various parts of the world. So it loads your site faster. Instead of you going to the main server and load them, no, it just the place that it is closest to it and it loads it. So Cloudflare provides that service for free. You can use it. Now we can set it up for you as our agency. Yeah, it's you can see here Cloudflare add-on is enabled. What we did was enable an add-on instead of using this because it gives perfect service. Now, and that is basically all you just need. So what we did here, if you want to enable Cloudflare, all you come here. But Nigeria, if your site is hosted in Nigeria, there's no need for you to go through this process, except you're using maybe Namecheap, GoDaddy, or something like that. You cannot add this, except that. So I think this is this. Now, if for example you don't have $59 to pay, now let me show you a cheaper option. But WP Rocket is the best. But let me show you a cheaper option. Now, head on to when you come here. I'll set up light speed cache. Now it's usually like the initial settings is usually perfect, so you don't need to set anything. Just leave it the way it is. Now from here on is paid. From here on is paid. So what I usually do is I just apply this preset and that's all. And that is all. Now let's go on to CDN. Like I said, CDN. Now CDN you can use this clad there is a free monthly quota set free for you. Yeah, but it doesn't perform very well. It's Cloudflare is even better than it. So I don't even advise you using that. Now catch, like I explained using WP Rocket, enable it, catch logged in user, enable um just leave it on. Usually Lightspeed catch is already set up properly already. So you don't even need to make any changes to it. Let's go to general. Everything is already set up properly already. You don't even need to make any changes at all. Now come to image optimization. Usually, like I told you, like I help you set up a smoosh. So once you have set up smoosh, you don't even need all this image optimization. Just focus on page optimization. Now, so here is a plugin, asset cleanup. Just go to the page that you want to edit. When you go to the page, you can see it on top at the top bar. Now, what you do here is manage asset. So what I do here, like I said, very careful. So what you do here is if you want to like there's a particular plugin that you don't want to load that it's not useful on that page. For example, customer reviews is not useful on the home page. So what I will do is unload it for the home page. Update I can unload it for the whole site, but for the site wide, that means it's not shown any page at all, which is not good. So look for the pages that it is not shown. So I will update now. I'll now click update. I'll unload all of them. Unload for this page. Unload for homepage. Same thing here. Sites, do we need it for this homepage? If not, we need it so I can track the performance. We need it, so we'll leave it. And like that, like that, like that. If it breaks your site, it's good to always while you're making edits on your website, you need to always save a backup so that when it breaks your site, you can always go back to it. Please be very careful with it. So I think that's just it for this front end. The front end, after you're done, just click update. As simple as that, then it shut down. So it makes your website faster. Now, on the page, you can use it just the same way you use Lightspeed Cache. So all you just do, come here, let me go to general, just getting started. Then you come to CSS and CSS. So you don't need this part, don't need this part. Okay, no configuration. You just go to settings. Then you can start making your changes. If you want to combine CSS and minify, or you want to combine it, now turning this on, come down here. If you want to exclude some, just the same way we set up WP rockets. combine loaded DSS, inline, and update all. And while you are doing this, some pages may break, so that's why it's good to always store your website. Then you come here, do the same thing for your JavaScript. Just same process. This is if you're not using Lightspeed Catch. Please, this is not, don't use two plugins at the same time. Yeah, so you don't minify here and minify the other side. Either you minify here or you don't minify there. So you pick one. But you can use this to turn off plugins on certain pages. Then when you are done with this, just the same way, just the same process. Then you come here, come to plugin manager. Other settings are not very necessary. So that's why I neglected all of them. When you come to plugin manager, now you can turn on only on home page, on only on post page, on only like this customer review should be only on reviews page and when a user wants to drop a review. So I'll just check this one on. Are you seeing it? So it doesn't load the CSS, the CSS, the JavaScript, and even the HTML of this plugin. All of them carry code, and the more code, the slower your site is. This one is I'm not using it, so you turn it off for all the pages, and so on and so. So that's the same thing you do for all of them, all of them. So that is it for making your speed your website fast. Now, something I want to bring to your notice is how to test the speed of your site. So what you do now is go to page speed insights. Sorry, page speed insights. So I want to see how fast. So I'll just come here, copy my home page. Let me copy the home page. Come here. You can track how fast or slow your website is. The speed of your site is very, very important in SEO. If your site is slow, your website will not do well in SEO. Are you getting me? So it's very important. So you can always track it here. Now, apart from this, on your Google Search Console, there's a place that you will see Core Web Vitals. Just follow me. Core Web Vitals on this place. So it will show you whether your website is fast or is slow. Here, the same thing, show you whether your website is fast or is slow. So these are how to check how fast or so you can see the performance here. And it will tell you what to do. It tells you that enable text compression, this, reduce or use this. So this is where we minify the JavaScript and a whole lot of other things. Now one of the things reduce unused JavaScript. Now, this is the reason why we always use WP. Why I advise to use WP Rockets. Now, immediately you just install WP Rocket and set it up. My brother, my sister, you will not even see it. Your website will load from 5.8 to be loading at 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Check all the very ranking sites, even Jumia as large as it is, as with the whole code and everything, even Temu, they load fast because they understand that's one of the ranking factors, and even for user experience. So please optimize your site. Now, all these things you are just seeing here, you can't do it manually. You have to use plugins because because this is WordPress you're working with. So you have to use WordPress. Once you follow the processes which I've taught you, it will reduce a whole lot. It may not be perfect unless you're using WP Catch, but it's to a good extent. So that is that for this module. In next module, we'll discuss about how to do keyword research for your website, and we'll go in depth into tracking the performance of our optimization and a whole lot of, and use some of all these tools that we discussed about. See how our website is, how fast it is, are we getting traffic using Google Search Console, using Google Merchant Center, and we'll see all of that in the last video, in the last module, where we talked about tracking, how to track and evaluate our SEO performance. That's it for this video. Thank you.